means it's going to speed up faster to hit it.
True. I
Obviously.
guess it depends on how fast the fire comes out.
Dude, imagine if this is like the most perfect bracket.
You get Drexel in the Final Four.
Exactly.
Bro, I'm rooting. I low-key, even though I have Illinois going far, I'm low-key rooting for Drexel.
Because they're the Dragons?
Yes. That's the only reason I'm rooting for Drexel.
That's fair.
Because the Dragons are amazing. Also, I'm just going to make the thumbnail our Final Four picks.
Mm-hmm.
Or do you want to give yours, or do you want me to just give mine? We can do either.
We can do both.
Okay, perfect. I was making sure you were comfortable with that.
Yeah. Dude, I think mine is better than yours anyway, so.
It probably will be, because the thing is, I overthink every pick because I use my basketball knowledge against myself.
I also go based off of history for, the 1 seeds.
It's valid, honestly. I mean, I do some history involved, but not enough, probably. All right, I'm just going to use our photo from yesterday that was on our Instagram as the thumbnail. Actually, that doesn't really work. Hold on. Never mind.
Okay, what do I need? I need YouTube.
Come on. All right, let's see. Come on. Go on, son. Where's the logo? Where's the gold?
But yeah, if I win, if I get like the most perfect bracket in the country.
Yeah.
Through that'd be amazing.
Yeah, just a hot take. I don't think that's gonna happen.
Could you imagine though? Just
it'd be incredible.
I didn't know what Illinois' mascot was.
Fighting Illini.
I had to look it up.
Fighting Illini.
No, it's a kingfisher.
What?
Yeah.
That's weird.
Mm.
Okay, I'm gonna get the link, and all that. We should have invited Ryan on this, but I feel like he has class.
Yeah, nerd.
We'll get him on Friday anyway. Actually, I should ask him if he wants to come on Friday. Although he might be busy watching like basketball. I might have the game on while we're doing that broadcast.
Well, there's going to be more than one game, ain't there?
I might have all 4 games on when I'm doing the broadcast. All right. Put this on Twitter too. Change account. All right.
Okay. All I'm saying is, like, it's probably my best bracket ever.
Your meme bracket?
Yeah.
Okay. Hey, Snapchat. So Joe and I are picking our Final Four picks and the whole entire bracket. So if you want to get some expert basketball advice, just listen to Joe Kane talk.
It's good advice.
Perfect. All right. Need bracket help? Swipe up.
I honestly think the hardest pick was Florida over Virginia Tech.
Hokies are dangerous, but Gators, man.
No, I mean, like for the mascot, obviously Gator.
Oh, you mean in the actual game? I picked Virginia.
Yeah, I mean the actual game.
All right, should we just get into it?
Yeah.
Okay. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Goldmine live stream. We are live picking our brackets. I'm Sam. This is Joe. Both of us are basketball fanatics, and we know our basketball. So either listen to us or don't. I don't know which you'll be better served doing, because while we know our stuff, I will overthink every pick and probably talk myself into the wrong answer. Mm-hmm. That's how knowledge works. All right, well, Joe, should we start with the West region? Do you want to do the whole bracket of the West first and then move regions, or should we do first round first and second round and so on?
Let's just start with the disclaimer for brackets that everyone needs to know. Overthinking these is gonna end up as a failure for you.
And that's what's gonna happen to me inevitably.
Yeah. You're gonna have a busted bracket in round one.
Yep. Don't be too safe. Like, just go off your gut.
Honestly, gut feeling is gonna take you, places. it is all just random. And if you get a perfect first round, then you're golden. That's what I say.
I mean, if you get a perfect first round, you'll be on NCAA.com. They'll be talking about you.
I think I got a perfect first round. Not gonna lie.
We all think we have a perfect first round until Drexel goes to the Final Four, right? Whoa! Oh wait, Joe has that.
Yeah, I do have that.
In a meme bracket. All right, but we're doing the real brackets today. So Joe, do you want to just do the whole West and then go on like that?
Yeah.
All right. Do you want to start?
Sure.
Okay, Joe. Gonzaga. So I'll set you up.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of like, host style, and then you'll do the same for me. So, Joe, first of all, in the first 4 game, I don't really think it matters, but are you taking Norfolk State or App State?
App State.
Okay, fair enough. And then who are you taking against Gonzaga?
App State.
Yeah. Okay.
No, I'm kidding. It's I'm taking Gonzaga.
Nice one. All right. So then in the 8-9, we got Oklahoma and Missouri. This is a coin flip matchup if I've ever seen one. Who are you looking at?
Oklahoma, only because of how they play more recently. You're right, it's coin flipped, and I actually just flipped a coin. So
that's fair enough. Honestly, that matchup could go either way. Creighton and UCSB. This is a big upset pick for a lot of people.
It's UCSB. If you want the best lock for a 12-5 upset, I mean, there are actually a lot, in my opinion, this year, but
I agree.
UCSB.
Yeah. And then in the 4-13, this is another interesting one because we don't know about Virginia. They're traveling today. We don't know who's going to be out, but Virginia's playing an Ohio team that won the MAC, won 4 games in 4 days, if I'm not mistaken. And Jason Preston's really good. Are you rolling with the Bobcats or are you sticking with the Cavaliers here?
I'm sticking with the Cavaliers. This is just a safe pick. 4-13. 4s usually win this game.
That's true. That's true. I think 80% of the time.
Yeah.
All right, USC. So for starters, Wichita State plays Drake for the right to play USC.
Yeah.
Who do you have in that one? Because obviously it's God's plan that Drake got in the tournament. I had to make that joke.
I'm taking Drake.
There we go. And then are you taking them against the Trojans as well?
I'm going to be taking the Trojans.
Fair enough. Yeah. And that makes sense, especially if Hempel's out. All right, Joe. Kansas and Eastern Washington. I know you're high on the Jayhawks.
I'm not high, but they're technically like the only blue blood in this tournament that has a fighting chance. Other than I like East Washington. They're on a roll right now.
Yeah,
but I mean, you got to stick with what's safe here. It's Kansas.
Fair enough. Okay, the 7-10. This is interesting. We're an A10 school. Oregon playing VCU. So who do you have in this?
Oregon.
Fair enough. Do you have a reason for that, or do you just think Oregon's too talented?
No reason. I just don't want to pick VCU.
That's valid. All right. And then in the 2-15, Iowa and Grand Canyon. Grand Canyon's been interesting, but Iowa's obviously been playing good basketball lately.
I'm going to say upset of the year, Iowa.
Oh, I thought you were going to.
No, I'm not going to be that dumb.
Okay. So then we're moving on to the second round in the West region, Joe. We got Gonzaga versus Oklahoma for you.
I got Gonzaga.
Okay.
Look, putting Oklahoma in the second round is just made me throw up a bit, so I can't let them go any further.
That's valid. And then you're having UCSB play Virginia.
Now, this is a UCSB I can see being an upset game against Virginia for the same reasons Ohio could upset Virginia. But I'm going to stick with Virginia because it won't really bust my bracket that much if they win or not.
Fair enough. All right, now we got an interesting matchup here. USC plays Kansas. Kansas is without their starting front court. Does that change your opinion on this at all?
No. The reason why is I still think this is kind of like a coin flip.
I agree.
I think USC is a spotty team. To be fair, I think every team this year has been spotty except for a few. But yeah, coin flip said Kansas, so I went with Kansas.
Valid point.
Yeah.
All right. And then the final second round matchup here in the West region, you have Oregon and Iowa. This could be a sneaky close game. Oregon's really underseeded.
Hey, Oregon is a bracket buster. Okay. That's all I'm going to say. And that's why I'm picking Oregon over Iowa.
Really?
Yeah.
He's changed his opinions on this. All right. So, Joe, sweet. And, that could very well happen. Iowa defensively is up and down. Oregon has been playing great basketball despite the loss to Oregon State recently. That was a team that just injury and COVID pause threw them off. They're actually a really good basketball team. All right. So you have Gonzaga and Virginia. I assume you're not a big Virginia guy here?
No, I'm Gonzaga guy, which is disgusting to say because I hate Gonzaga so much. I'm sticking with the Jayhawks.
Okay, so you got Gonzaga and Kansas in your Elite Eight.
I am picking Kansas.
And by then they'll hopefully have their front court back.
Yeah. That's my theory on all this, If they don't, then it's going to be Gonzaga. But, also if they don't, it is March. And that's what people forget. Like, this is when, people cry and people have fun. And by people, I mean fans. Fans cry a lot.
It's tough. All right. So, Joe, we could switch gears now.
Yeah, let's switch.
Let's go to Baylor's region. Let's go to the South. They got a really, really hard, fierce matchup against the Hawks of Hartford. I am bandwagoning so hard on the Hartford Hawks, even though they won't win a game.
A 16 team to upset a 1 seed, I will laugh.
Yeah, so
okay.
So I assume you have Baylor over the Hawks, the team I'm bandwagoning on right now. Hawks and Dragons.
I'm sorry, I'm starting with you. Who do you have?
I have Baylor.
Thank God. Okay.
I'm not stupid.
Yeah, I have Baylor.
Okay, fair enough. Okay, next matchup, North Carolina, Wisconsin. This is interesting because Wisconsin is underseeded, but they've been playing like absolute dog crap recently.
Yeah. 8-9. Statistically, the 9 usually wins. 9 is more likely to win most of the time. So, gut feeling is Wisconsin. It's also because UNC, I honestly think, shouldn't even really have made the tournament. But I also think no ACC team should have because they played like dog crap.
Whoa.
Yeah.
That's a hot take.
Is it?
Well, I guess if you're saying no ACC team, then I think you could make an argument that Georgia Tech should be seated higher than Carolina. I think you definitely make that argument.
I'm not gonna lie. Each ACC team played like dog crap. Am I wrong?
I wouldn't say dog crap to the point that they didn't deserve multiple bids, but yes, no team was really dominant.
Exactly.
Virginia won the ACC regular season. They just didn't look great. I think Georgia Tech looks like the best team in the ACC right now, as crazy as that sounds, at this current moment. All right, Joe. Villanova and Winthrop. Villanova without Gillespie, playing a Winthrop team that we both are high on from what I recognize.
Yeah. It's Winthrop. Without Gillespie, it's going to be, just hard for the Wildcats, but also even with Gillespie, I kind of still would be high on Winthrop to pick them.
Me too, dude. They've only lost 1 game all year.
Yeah.
Okay, now we got another matchup. This is your champion in your meme mascot bracket, the Purdue Boilermakers, who, by the way, it's not too late to get on that hype train. They're not a bad basketball team at all. So they're playing North Texas, a team that beat Western Kentucky. That's tough. Western Kentucky blew a 5-point lead late. I don't know about you, Joe, but I was kind of pulling for Western Kentucky to make the tournament.
Yeah.
So who do you have in this one? North Texas is talented, but they turn it over a bit.
Yeah, I got Purdue. I am kind of on that hype train for a few rounds. That is, North Texas, good for them for winning, but they're not going to get far no matter what. So
I agree with you on that. Even if they win, I wouldn't see them beating Winthrop.
yeah,
All right. So then with the 6-11 matchup, this is a team that I don't understand why people are high on them because they actually have been inconsistent all year, and their offense especially has been spotty. But they have a decent matchup here. Texas Tech, a 6 seed, playing Utah State. Utah State's not bad, especially in the front court, but their guard play isn't what it was last year. So who do you have in this matchup between two teams that maybe are a little up and down?
yeah. I got Texas Tech because when they are up, I think they're far better than Utah State. That being said, I can see Utah State having more of a chance of having one of their up games in the first round than Texas Tech. But I'm banking on Texas Tech having a good game.
Fair enough. Then Arkansas and Colgate. This is interesting because Colgate's only lost once, but they've only played 5 teams all year because the Patriot League was wonky. And also, like, Arkansas is a really good basketball team. So are you sticking with the Razorbacks, or are you getting on this Colgate train that's been growing a little bit on TikTok?
I'm going on Arkansas. If you pick Colgate, then what are you doing?
I think if you pick Colgate, the appropriate response is you don't watch basketball. I don't think Colgate's a bad team.
I mean, unless you go to
Burns
Colgate.
is good. Jordan Burns is good, but
I go to Colgate. I get it though, you know.
Yeah, but there are people on TikTok that just randomly don't believe in Arkansas, probably because it's not a basketball school. They don't realize how good Arkansas is. Well, now, watch. We could look. We just crapped on Hartford and Colgate. Watch them both actually play decently, and we look dumb. But
no, there's no, dude. 16-1. That's only happened once,
and Virginia's not in this game, so it's fair.
Yeah.
All right. Florida and Virginia Tech. This is the game you talked about as the hardest one to pick.
Yeah, because they both aren't good, in my opinion.
They're both very up and down.
Yeah. So it's honestly another one of those coin flips for me. But I'm going with Virginia Tech, just because I have a tiny bit more faith in them. Surprisingly, just because. And you don't need to set up the next one. It's Ohio State. If you lose to a school called Oral Roberts, then what are you doing with your life?
I mean, Oral Roberts does have the leading score in the nation in Max Abmas, but I would probably agree with you.
What conference are they in? I think
it'll be closer than people think.
What conference are they in?
I think the Northeast Conference. I'm not certain. Mm-hmm. No, they're not the Northeast because Mount St. Mary's is the Northeast.
Who's their competition? No, who's?
They don't play many people.
Exactly. Look, just because you have the highest score, it doesn't mean crap. Unless you're in a good conference,
They also did play some Power 5 schools tight this year. They never won any, but they were within a bucket. Here they said they were close with Oklahoma State, which I actually write off because Oklahoma State early in the year was a much different team than it is now. But they also played tight with a few other Power 5 schools that were actually decent. I can't remember off the top of my head, but no, if I'm you, I lean Ohio State too, or not lean. I'm comfortably in Ohio State's camp.
Yeah.
All right, moving now to the second round. You've got Baylor and Wisconsin, Joe. Interesting matchup. Like this, it could be a sneaky good game, but I assume you're on the Bear train.
I'm on the Bear train. Choo choo.
And speaking of trains, we have Purdue and Winthrop. Are you on the other train here?
I'm on the other train. I'm on the Boilermaker train.
So Joe, you heard it here first, is a lot into trains. He likes trains a lot. Okay.
You want to see my collection?
Huh?
You want to see my collection of trains?
We can show it after you finish this region. Arkansas and Texas Tech. This is a popular upset pick, actually.
Yeah, I don't got the upset going. I'm gonna stick on the pig bandwagon. You got me on it, and I can't get off.
Hopefully we don't look dumb for this.
Also, you said people think that Arkansas is not a basketball school.
They're not a football school. I
want to ask the people that say that, what kind of school are they?
Yeah, actually, though. Like, they haven't been great at football in forever.
Exactly. I mean, they're just now getting a defense, which is good. But, they're still not a football school.
I agree with you there. Okay, we got Virginia Tech and Ohio State. This game could be interesting, but I assume you're leaning towards the favorite here.
I'm leaning toward the Buckeyes. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that Virginia Tech might not have the size to exploit that. Yeah, Buckeye bandwagon.
Yep.
Okay, so now we got two matchup of trains and a matchup of bandwagons. We got Baylor and Purdue in the train game.
You know, a bear versus a train. I like the Bears odds. A bear can stop a train on the track. Let me tell you that. It might die, but it could stop the train.
So you're going with Baylor.
I'm going with Baylor.
Okay, and then we have Arkansas and Ohio State. This game's interesting. This game's really interesting. I would love to see this game. It'd be no defense whatsoever.
That's what I like about this game, because I love offensive games in March. Defense wins championships, but offense sure makes it fun to watch, you know. But I'm going with the upset pick. I'm going with number 3 Arkansas.
Yeah. And then Baylor and Arkansas. This game could also get interesting, but I assume you're leaning a certain way here.
I think Baylor, even though their defense has been after their COVID pause, I'm going to lean Baylor. I think their defense will come back. Not as strong as it was, but when you're going up against Arkansas, you just need a little bit of defense, honestly.
Fair point, because Arkansas,
you got to slow them down. That's what you got to do.
Yeah, I mean Arkansas, and I'll talk about this when I make picks on that. But Arkansas's defense is iffy as well. It's decent, but it's not great. All right, moving to the Illinois region, here in the Midwest, Joe, we have maybe our favorite matchup here. Illinois against the Drexel Dragons, our favorite mascot in the field. Who you got?
I'm taking Mario the Magnificent.
I don't understand that.
That is the name of the dragon.
Whoa, well, come on, Mario. I assume you're Illinois.
Yeah, I'm taking Illinois.
Okay, valid
but
point.
Again, Mario the Magnificent, stupid name to give a dragon.
It is such a dumb name. You could name him something so much more fierce.
It just sounds like a plumber that's going to go save a princess.
It's actually fair.
Yeah.
All right. This is maybe one of the most entertaining first round games in the hardest.
Oh, yeah.
Loyola Chicago, Georgia Tech. Two teams that are on fire.
I actually do not have this pick. So, Siri, flip a coin. Tails, I'm taking Georgia Tech.
Fair enough. Okay.
Yeah.
We got Tennessee and Oregon State. This is a popular upset pick. What do you got?
I'm going with the upset. I love good upset, and 12-5 is where the best upsets are. And honestly, I just have all of the 12s winning this year except for one. So,
dang.
Yeah.
Okay.
I know. I like a good upset. What can I say?
Oklahoma State and Liberty. This is actually another sneaky decent game, but who do you have?
It is a sneaky decent game. I'll give them that, but Oklahoma State has the number 1 draft pick, Cade Cunningham, and if Cade Cunningham shows up, then it's Oklahoma State's game.
I agree. San Diego State, Syracuse, another intriguing matchup. Syracuse doesn't rebound well, but San Diego State's interesting as well. It's
not intriguing at all. I will never pick a team whose mascot is orange. Just that's their name, the Oranges. So I'm taking the Aztecs.
Fair enough. West Virginia and Morehead State. Morehead State, sneaky good 14 seed. West Virginia doesn't defend. Does that influence things at all?
No, it's West Virginia.
Fair enough.
Come on.
Yeah. I mean, also, there are a lot of memes about the team they're playing's name. Clemson and Rutgers, perhaps the worst game in the tournament.
It's the worst game. Both of them, again, high expectations. One in the middle of the season, one in the beginning of the season. We actually had high expectations for Rutgers.
Yes, absolutely.
But I'm going to stick with the team that I actually had high expectations for. I never thought Clemson was going to be good, and they proved me right, as usual. So I'm going with Rutgers.
Fair enough. And then you got Houston and Cleveland State. Cleveland
It's not
State.
even it's not
Yeah.
a question. No, it's
We don't even have to.
We don't even need to go into that.
Okay. Illinois, Georgia Tech. This could be a sneaky good game too because Georgia Tech's on fire. Who do you have?
Illinois.
Fair.
Like I can't go against Io DeSumo.
I don't know if I can either. I don't know.
He's my pick for National Player of the Year still.
Really over Garza.
Yes, only because
You can
you are
make a
going.
case.
Only because I'm going off of what we said at the beginning of the season, and you said Luka Garza, and I'm going to stick with my guy because there is a case, and I'm going to stick with it. Okay, next one.
All right, we got we got Oregon State against Oklahoma State.
Give me the Badgers or the Beavers.
You're taking Oregon State?
No, I'm taking Oklahoma.
I was gonna say, interesting.
Yeah, come on.
Cade Cunningham against Oregon State. I think they might have an easier time against Oregon State than they would.
I might be more of a football guy, but I know an easy matchup when I see one. There's gonna be I think it's gonna be tight, because they're on a roll. But I mean, it's no. The fact that Oregon State makes it to the round of 32 is, I'm just giving them the benefit of the doubt.
Valid. All right. We got San Diego State and West Virginia. Another game that could be an upset here.
Yeah. You mentioned earlier that West Virginia does not play defense.
Yep.
Yeah. I'm taking the Aztecs for an upset pick. Yeah. Honestly, because you need to play defense at this point in the tournament.
I agree.
Yeah.
Okay. We got, you said Rutgers, right?
Yeah.
Okay. We got Rutgers and Houston.
Yep. Houston.
Fair enough. Okay.
If you're coming from the worst game in the tournament, you're losing the next game.
I agree with you. Illinois and Oklahoma State. This is the point guard matchup potentially of the tournament. You got Io against Cade. Who you got?
I was raised in Texas, so I hate any team from Oklahoma. Putting them in the Sweet 16 is far enough for them. Illinois is moving on.
Fair enough. Okay, then we got San Diego State and Houston. This game could actually be really good.
It could, but it's Houston, so.
Fair enough. Okay.
Yeah.
So we got the 1 versus 2. Illinois, a really, really good offense against Houston, a really, really good defense. Who are you taking?
Illinois.
Okay, that works for me. Now we're moving to the final East region and then we'll talk Final Four, and then I'll do my bracket. Michigan is playing. First of all, do you have Mount St. Mary's or Texas Southern?
I honestly don't care about this one.
Yeah, fair. So you got Michigan winning.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Okay, the 8 versus 9 matchup. This is another really interesting game that I've gone back and forth on. I don't know about you. We got LSU against the Bonnies.
Yep, I'm sticking with the A10, St. Bonaventure.
There you go. The 9 seed moves on. Colorado, Georgetown. Is this the 1-5-12 where you pick the 5?
Yes. I think Georgetown, good for them for winning the Big East, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Look, I mean, I don't see them moving far. I mean, it's a good job making sure Patrick Ewing is known in Madison Square Gardens, but I don't see them winning this game.
Fair enough. I will be with you on that. And then this is another sneaky decent game. Florida State versus UNC Greensboro. Does Isaiah Miller have enough?
I am going to say yes, he does.
Whoa. So you have UNC Greensboro over Florida State?
Yes. Sort of. Kinda.
Okay.
I don't know. I'm going to change it. Okay. I'm going to stay safe and pick the 4 seed.
That's fair.
Okay.
That's fair. Either way, it'd be a respectable pick.
Never bet on a 13 seed. Okay. When all is on the line. Yeah. It's easier to bet on a 12 seed and down. That's just how the game is.
Valid.
But I'm gonna switch to Florida State.
Okay. And then Michigan State or UCLA in this first 4 game before they played BYU?
Michigan State.
Okay. You have them beating BYU as well?
Yes.
Okay. You will see I am agreeing with you on that one as well.
If BYU were to win and go 2 rounds in, they're just screwing up the entire schedule.
Yep. Their rules are interesting. I also violated one by drinking coffee, so I guess I'm not BYU.
Is that a rule? They can't drink coffee?
I don't think they're allowed to drink coffee.
That's crazy. You need coffee to stay awake.
Same. Me too.
Yeah.
I don't think we'd make it a day.
Nope.
All right. So then we have Texas and Abilene Christian. You got a battle of Texas schools, if I'm not mistaken here.
This is a upset pick waiting to happen. Okay.
Abilene Christian is good.
Yeah. I'm going to stick with my Longhorns, okay? That's who I'm sticking with. But I'm not going to be surprised if Abilene Christian wins.
That's fair enough.
Yeah.
All right, Joe.
Okay. You want me to do this? Because it sounds like you're sick of it.
No, I'm just sick of one team in particular.
UConn or Maryland? Joe, who do you have? Thanks, Sam. It means a lot. I'm going to take the greatest school out of Connecticut, UConn.
God.
Look, UConn is the definition of a bracket buster this year.
I agree, but it pains me.
Here, no, I got this. I can speak for you. Okay. Joe, how can you say that? Oh, no, UConn sucks, though. I can't stand them. Oh, my God.
I agree.
Well, Sam, shut up. It's going to happen anyway. Maryland is just not that good.
I agree.
Okay.
We got Alabama and Iona. I can speak again. I couldn't utter that matchup. Alabama or Iona. Iona under Rick Pitino.
Alabama.
Fair enough. All right.
Yeah.
Second round of games. Michigan against St. Bonaventure. Michigan without Isaiah Livers, most likely for this matchup. Does that change your calculus at all?
It does. Look, this is another bracket buster, in my opinion. St. Bonaventure, they have been playing really well, especially in the A-10 tournament. I am going to stick with them.
Wow. Bonaventure over Michigan.
Yeah.
That's wild. Okay. So we got Michigan State or Texas. Michigan State on paper might not match up that well against Texas.
No, no, there's nothing good about them compared to Texas. Texas, easy. And Colorado over Florida State.
Oh, yes, my mistake. Yeah. You took Colorado over Florida State.
Yeah.
Okay, and then the last matchup here in the second round.
Oh, Joe, we have to go on about it again. No, why did it have to be this team? Whoa, I hate them so much. Sam, I get it. You used to hear about it all the time in high school and you were made fun of for not rooting for them. I get it. But Joe, who do you have? Well, Sam, I have UConn over Alabama. What? Are you crazy?
You're not. You're not.
Joe, how could you say such a thing? Our friendship is over. Sam, no, I'm so sad.
All right, enough on the role play. We got Bonaventure in Colorado.
Yeah, Colorado.
Okay, fair enough. And then we got FluCon and Texas.
Sam, buddy, I'm gonna save you on this one. I'm taking Texas over UConn.
Fair enough. Thank you. All right, we got Texas and Colorado in the Elite Eight. An interesting matchup here.
Yeah, Texas. Okay.
He's on the Texas train.
Yeah. So that leaves Kansas and Texas and then Baylor and Illinois.
All right. What are we looking at for Kansas and Texas?
I'm looking at, Kansas by this point should have all their players back.
Yeah.
They should have them by honestly round of 32. Actually. So Texas, I am going to pick just because they're my team. So, yeah.
Okay, and then on the other side, in the other national semifinal, Baylor and Illinois.
Baylor.
Okay, and then in your national championship, you have Baylor and Texas. Who wins and what's the score?
I got to go with the team from Waco. I got to go with the Baylor Bears. And I think the score is going to be 76-68.
So you heard it here first. Joe Kane is picking the Baylor Bears to win the national championship. It's a very possible pick for sure. All right, Joe.
Okay, Sam, you ready?
Yes, I'm more than ready.
Okay, we're going to start in the East this time.
Okay.
Okay, number 1, Michigan or Mount St. Mary or Texas Southern?
So I don't really know who's going to win that Mount St. Mary's game. I'll pick Mount St. Mary. Pick Texas Southern. I'll pick Texas Southern because I think the SWAC's a little better.
Does it matter for you?
But then I'm picking Michigan.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Upset. Or actually, honestly, 8-9, not really an upset, but game of the East. LSU or St. Bonaventure? Who's
I've gone back and forth on this. LSU has been playing. St. Bonaventure's been playing great basketball, but I'm going LSU because they're finally rounding into form. Their offense is ridiculous. They've got so much athleticism and so much size, and I think Osunniyi and the lack of depth for Bonaventure is going to come into play and hurt them. Like if Osunniyi gets in foul trouble, they're basically done against the likes of Darius Days and Skylar Mays and all them. Assuming Skylar May is still there. LSU's got a great roster. Cam Thomas is one of the top scorers in the nation. I'm going LSU in this game, and I think they're playing dangerous basketball.
Interesting. Okay. Next team is Colorado or Georgetown. The miracle out of the Big East.
I lean Colorado with you. I think Georgetown, I agree with you. Yes, they shoot the ball. They shoot the 3 ball decently. But coming into the Big East tournament, they hadn't had a 3-game win streak all year. Yes, Colorado is potentially a little overrated, but I'm going to lean McKinley, Wright, and company in this game.
Mm-hmm. Okay, Florida State or UNC Greensboro. You already said this is a matchup to watch and could be a potential upset.
Could be, but I'm leaning Florida State. I think Florida State throws so many bodies at you, and UNC Greensboro turns it over too much.
Okay, next matchup. The guys that can't play on a Sunday or drink coffee, or Michigan State or UCLA.
I'm with you on Michigan State. I think Michigan State wins that first 4 game and then beats BYU. I think that the lack of coffee is going to hurt BYU. They won't be up for
the matchup of Texas versus Abilene Christian University. Who do you got? Abilene Christian. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, it's closer than people think, but I got Texas.
UConn or Maryland? Oh no, Joe! How could you ask me such a question?
Look, this game will be tighter than people think, and I could see Maryland winning it. But as you're gonna find out, I have UConn going quite far in this tournament, and it starts with a win over Maryland.
I'm surprised you didn't puke when you said that.
I'm being professional.
Good. Last one in the East. For the group of 64, Alabama or Iona?
Alabama.
Yeah. Okay. Michigan or St. Bonaventure?
I have LSU in this game.
Oh, wait. Right. LSU. God. I'm going to look at your bracket.
No worries at all. I don't think you can see my bracket because the games haven't launched yet. But I have...
No, I'm taking notes. I was just looking at my bracket, making changes with yours.
Don't hit yours to mine or it won't go well. I have Michigan over LSU. I think that game is really close. I forgot Trendon Watford is the name I was looking for. He had 30 in the SEC championship. He's going to be a good matchup for Hunter Dickinson. I just lean Michigan in this game. I think LSU is going to make it a heck of a game. I could see LSU busting brackets up, but I'm going to say Michigan will do just enough to skirt through the first weekend without livers.
Yeah. Good analysis. Okay, next one is Florida State or Colorado?
I'm going Florida State in this game. I think Florida State, again, they throw so many bodies at you. Colorado, as I mentioned, a little overrated. I'm going to stick with the Seminoles. This isn't as good a defensive team as it was a few years ago or even last year, but it has enough talent, enough rebounding, and enough bodies to just wear down the Buffs.
Okay, so you already took Michigan State.
Yeah.
So Michigan State or Texas?
Texas. It's not a good matchup for Michigan State. Texas has so much size and length. And yes, Michigan State has some dangerous wings, but I just think Texas is more experienced. Matt Coleman's playing some of the best basketball of his career. Texas. Joe Kane's dog has escaped. Joe Kane's dog has returned.
What?
Bye, Birdie.
Okay, Joe Kane, he's back.
Yeah.
The dog was causing problems.
No, I mean, hey, just don't call my sister dog.
No, I meant your actual dog.
No, it's the sister. The dog was being nice.
Okay.
Last one, UConn or Alabama. You want me to take this for you?
So here's why I have UConn.
Oh, there's an explanation.
Yeah, there is. Look, Alabama's good. People don't understand, like, that team is pretty solid defensively on the perimeter. They do a good job shooting the rock on offense, but UConn's defense is stifling. I think that UConn wins this game. Book Knight does enough to carry them offensively, and UConn goes to the Sweet 16, which, God, saying that hurts.
Okay. Sweet 16. You got Florida State and Michigan.
Florida State. I think Michigan still might be without Livers. I think Florida State wins this game. I think the number of bodies again is going to come up big. And Florida State, despite the loss to Georgia Tech, playing decent basketball, the big weakness for Michigan defensively is they actually don't force enough turnovers. And Florida State's biggest weakness offensively is that it turns it over too much. I think Michigan's failure to exploit Florida State's biggest weakness is their undoing, and Florida State goes to the Elite Eight.
Okay. Last game out of the Sweet 16 is your favorite.
I got UConn. That hurts.
You idiot.
That hurts to say.
God, that's
that
so stupid.
Here's why.
No.
Texas has size. Texas has size, but so does UConn. UConn's defense is good. I could be wrong. They could lose in the first round. I look dumb, but I think UConn goes far in this tournament. I think UConn beats Texas and makes Joe Kane upset. And then, Joe, you can hate UConn with me.
Oh, you know I would. That would kill me if my Longhorns lost.
Yep.
Okay. Okay, fine. Florida State or UConn.
UConn. I think
that's actually fair. Yeah.
Florida State turns it over too much. UConn forces enough of them to win.
Yeah. Okay. So let's go to the Midwest then. Got Illinois and Drexel.
Illinois.
Yeah.
I like the Dragons, but
that's shocking, to be honest. I definitely thought you were on the Drexel bandwagon. Is this not true? Is this not true?
You know, I'm rooting for Drexel. I just don't think they'll win.
Yeah. Oh, interesting. Okay. Matchup of the Midwest, honestly, because every 8-9 is close except for one. Loyola Chicago or Georgia Tech?
I have Georgia Tech. I like Loyola Chicago a lot. Actually, a bandwagon I would get on is Loyola Chicago. Yeah. But again, this is an issue of Georgia Tech's really, really athletic. This Loyola Chicago team doesn't exactly have a lead guard offensively like it did in 2018. Krutwig's still there, but you can put Moses right on Krutwig, and then Alvarado is going to be just a mess to deal with. So I like Georgia Tech.
Also, did you hear the story about Loyola Chicago's #1 fan going to the game?
Sister Jean?
Yeah, the 101-year-old woman.
Yeah, she did that she did that all of 2018 as well.
I know, but she's now 101.
It's crazy. It's crazy.
Yeah.
In the middle of a pandemic.
You got the craziest mascot matchup, the Volunteers or the Beavers.
I'm going to say Tennessee. I think people are hyping up Oregon State a little too much after the Pac-12 tournament. Tennessee's offense is spotty, but their defense is so good. And Oregon State's been spotty all year, so I'm going to lean Tennessee, but that game could be an upset.
Ooh, okay. Liberty or Oklahoma State?
It's got to be Cade Cunningham. I mean, it's going to be a close game, but I don't see Cade Cunningham losing to Liberty.
The San Diego State Aztecs or the Syracuse Oranges?
I'm with you on San Diego State. I've thought about Syracuse for a while, but they don't rebound well, and they don't Buddy Boehm's a heck of a shooter, and if he gets hot, they might win that game. But there's just too many weapons on the San Diego State team, and San Diego State is one of the more under the radar teams in the country. I'm going with them.
Okay, West Virginia or the meme team Morehead State?
I think that this game is closer than people expect, but I have to go West Virginia. I think they just outpace them scoring wise. It's going to be a shootout, I think.
We also need a meme like that to just die sooner than
Yeah,
later, you know?
honestly, the amount of TikTok memes that would explode.
It's a bad name, and they should probably change it before making the next tournament.
Yeah, I'm not sure what generated that name per se, but they're not a bad basketball team. Broom's a huge big for them, but I just don't see them winning.
Let us remind viewers this is not made for kids, but if it were, and we are talking about
just the name of the name.
There's nothing. Yeah, you know, it's just a weird name.
It's a very weird name.
There's nothing wrong with it, you know. We're not. There's no reason for a meme, kids. So, okay, the disappointing matchup of the tournament.
Yeah, I'm with you on Rutgers. Here's the thing about Clemson: they can't score. Like watching Clemson is like watching paint dry. Like I don't want to watch that. Like I'll take Rutgers. I was higher on Rutgers in the preseason with you. I think Rutgers have played in such a hard Big Ten that they're more battle tested. I'd rather pick the team that doesn't make me want to watch paint dry. I think it's that simple.
Let's remember, Sam, Rutgers is 1 for 7 against top 25 opponents.
That's fair.
Clemson is 2 for 1.
That's fair. So, Rutgers also isn't top 25. I know Clemson is like hovering in there. I don't know if they're actually in there.
They shouldn't be.
They shouldn't be.
If they are, then
they weren't the last few weeks.
This is why I trust your top 25 compared to the AP, because if there are voters voting for Clemson, then what are you doing?
I think Clemson got a lot of credit for beating up on crap in the ACC. They won a couple important games, but like I think their best win was either Virginia Tech or Louisville. That doesn't sell it for me.
Okay. Yeah.
At least in the ACC, they did. I think they might have beaten Alabama early, but that was early.
They're just not that good. Come on. Okay. H-Town or Cleveland State?
H-Town.
Okay. Let's just go straight in. H-Town or Rutgers?
Houston. I think Rutgers has been spotty, and that defense of Houston's really good.
I'm guessing it's the same reasoning as mine. If anyone comes out of that game, they're losing the next game.
Especially if it's Clemson.
Yeah. So West Virginia, so not Morehead State or San Diego State.
I would go back and forth on this. My thing is West Virginia is really good on the offensive glass, and I think that they have so many good shooters that they're able to just kind of edge their way through. But I would not be at all surprised if San Diego State won this basketball game.
Yeah, I actually agree with you, Sam.
I mean, I think that's a coin flip game if there ever was one, because San Diego State defends better, but their offense.
I agree with you mainly because I picked it. So
yeah, you're not insane for picking San Diego State.
Okay, Oklahoma State or Tennessee.
Oklahoma State. Tennessee's athletic, but they're spotty offensively. Yes, they're good defense, but no good defense has really been able to stop Cade Cunningham all year.
You know, I think Tennessee should be ranked 10, honestly.
10, dude?
Yeah, because they're the only 10 I see.
That's great. That's
right,
legendary.
Right? I thought
Legendary.
that was actually pretty good.
That was real. That's better than the pickup
that was
line.
A good joke.
Yeah, you know, it was a decent joke. It was a decent joke. I'll give it to you. All right.
Okay, Illinois or Georgia Tech?
I got Illinois. I think that game's better than people think, but better point guard in Io, better big in Coburn. I think Curbelo has come into his own and played really well for them. It's Illinois.
Illinois or Oklahoma State?
I go back and forth on this. I'm with Illinois. I think that they're just a little better, and their defense is definitely better than Oklahoma State's is. So I say Illinois. I'm not super confident, but I think Illinois is just a better basketball team and has more developed players.
Yeah, totally. Although it is hard to bet against Cade Cunningham, but you know.
And that's the thing. If it's close down the stretch, I'd be worried because Cade Cunningham's an absolute machine when it gets down to crunch time.
San Diego State. That's what you said, right?
No, I said West Virginia.
Right.
Yeah.
You said you could imagine. You know.
I said I wouldn't be shocked if West Virginia won that game.
West Virginia or Houston?
West Virginia wins because Houston. Here's the thing about Houston. The way you beat West Virginia is you take advantage of their lack of defense. Likes of Cade Cunningham did that. Baylor, Jared Butler and company did that.
Yeah.
But Houston's offense is so like just it's not efficient at all. And I think that West Virginia just turns this into a shootout. Not even a shootout. I think they just put up 75 and win this game.
Interesting. So that means you have Illinois and West Virginia in the Elite Eight.
And I got Illinois. I think that's a game where Illinois is going to totally exploit the lack of defense. And Coburn can hold his own on the glass, even though West Virginia rebounds well. That game's going to be exciting, but I got Illinois.
Yeah, okay. I think this one, if you pick hometown pride for this region, you're going to be left at. So you got Hartford, right?
I got Baylor.
Good.
I'm rooting for Hartford. I definitely am rooting for Hartford. I know Joe won't be with me on that, but go Hawks.
I don't think anyone will be with you.
It's the one team in Connecticut.
I don't know anyone that goes to Hartford, dude.
I know someone who goes to Hartford. I know someone who plays soccer at Hartford.
Seriously?
Yeah.
I didn't think
pretty
it was
good
cool.
too. She's pretty good too.
Okay. So you got Baylor, clear choice.
Yep, I have Baylor.
Now this 8 or 9 seed, I mean, I said it's not going to be that good of a game, but North Carolina or Wisconsin.
So here's the thing on this. I think Wisconsin doesn't get enough slander for not being good on the defensive glass, despite their size. I think North Carolina, their best offense is a missed shot because of how good they are in the offensive glass. I have North Carolina. I think they wear them down. And that sets up a really interesting matchup with Baylor that we'll talk about in a second.
Yeah. You've already expressed your concern about Villanova in this game, so Winthrop.
Yeah, Winthrop's so talented. It's so well constructed. They have a lot of size too. I think DJ Burns has his own with Robinson Earl, or at least holds with him, and then Vaudrin just exploits them without Gillespie.
Okay, Sam, this is the big question. Are you on the hype train? Are you going Purdue or UNT?
Choo. Put me on the Purdue bandwagon.
Choo, Purdue.
Put me on Purdue.
Any explanation?
Travion Williams is going to bully them on the glass.
Yeah, okay.
He's going to bully them.
That's honestly all we need to hear. Texas Tech or Utah State?
This is another game that I just don't know what to do. I'm going Texas Tech just because I don't think Utah State has the guard play to keep up with Mac McClung.
Yeah. Arkansas or Colgate?
Don't pick Colgate in this game. Just don't. Arkansas.
Oh, dang it.
If you're on TikTok and if you're on TikTok and you see Arkansas and you're like, oh, that's not a name brand, I'm picking Colgate because I know they could be a scrappy mid-major and Jordan Burns is good. Pick Arkansas. Their guard play is phenomenal. Vanover holds his own at 7 feet in the post, and Justin Smith, transfer from Indiana, one of the most underrated fours in the country. Arkansas is absolutely going to win this game, in my opinion, but I could be, if I'm totally wrong, well, I'm going to get slandered for it, but I have Arkansas.
Okay. Florida or Virginia Tech? Who you got?
Virginia Tech.
Okay.
Florida is not nearly consistent enough on offense. On defense, they haven't really been good all year. Virginia Tech is underseeded a bit, in my opinion, even though they're coming off pause. I don't think they're that good, but I think that they are good enough to beat up on Florida.
Yeah. Ohio State or Roberts?
Ohio State. I said this game would be closer than people think, but I'm picking Ohio State.
Yeah. Okay. Ohio State or Virginia Tech?
Ohio State. The way you beat Ohio State is you use size against them, or their lack of size against them. Virginia Tech doesn't exactly have the personnel where I'm comfortable doing that.
Arkansas or Texas Tech?
I have Arkansas. I think that game, if Texas Tech shows up offensively, they might win. But Arkansas is so hard to stop. Like, I mean, Alabama has one of the better defenses in the country, and Arkansas ran it up on them a few weeks ago. Okay. I got Arkansas.
Big question time. Are you staying on the train for this next game, or are you hopping off?
Keep me on it.
Keep me on it. Over Winthrop? Okay.
Travion Williams is going – also, their guard play is not bad. Stefanovic is okay. I think they've got – I think Brandon Newman can also shoot it. Ivy – they got a guy off the bench who's 7'4". Like, Purdue's just going to use their size in this game.
Yeah. UNC or Baylor, you said this was going to be a good matchup. Why do you say that?
So Baylor's biggest weakness is on the defensive glass, and UNC's best strength is on the offensive glass. So this game's going to be close, but here's the difference. UNC cannot shoot at a high clip. Baylor can. I think Baylor takes advantage of, despite taking less shots, wins the game.
Okay. So who was your pick? UNC?
I picked Baylor.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I was distracted for a second there. Okay.
Don't worry, I'm not picking against your Bears early.
You'd be a fool to.
I would.
Yeah. Okay. Are you sticking on the train for this game?
I'm not. I'm bailing.
You're getting off the Purdue train.
I'm bailing on the Purdue train. I know it hurts Purdue fans. Here's the thing, right? This is another game where Baylor will get bullied on the glass, but the guard play is so much better in Waco. Jared Butler, Davion Mitchell, Maceo Teague. I'm sorry, but you're not stopping the three of them. I have Baylor in a higher scoring game than people think, but Baylor will win.
You're crazy. Gosh, you're getting off the train now.
I know.
Yeah.
I'm almost doing what you did.
Ohio State or Arkansas?
Keep me on the Razorback bandwagon. I've been on it all year. I'm not bailing now.
Good explanation. Baylor or Arkansas?
I'm bailing now. It's Baylor.
Keep me on the Razorback bandwagon. I'm not bailing now. Bailing now.
I'm bailing now.
Okay,
look, Arkansas doesn't defend well enough to keep. That's a shootout, but Arkansas doesn't defend well enough.
Okay, let's go into the West region.
Yep.
We got Gonzaga, or actually Norfolk State or App State.
All right, so I will pick App State to beat Norfolk State, but I'm going to say that Gonzaga wins the game, and it probably won't be tight.
That's crazy.
Revolutionary.
And just an interesting fact: number 1 seeds are 139-1 against number 16 seeds. So this could be making it 169-2.
You mean 39?
So you know.
139, not 169.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay. Okay. Oklahoma State or Oklahoma or Missouri.
This is another coin flip game for me. I'm not a big Oklahoma guy. I think their offense is kind of gross. I say Missouri puts their talent together and they win this game.
I think Oklahoma just can't play sports in general. They're not good.
It's funny because they're good at defending in basketball and bad at offense, but in football it's the reverse.
Yeah. Okay. Creighton or UCSB?
Put me on the Ja'Cory McLaughlin train. UCSB is going to win this game. Creighton did not look good against Georgetown. UCSB is a better team than Georgetown, and they score. They can score it. I like UCSB.
I think it's kind of obvious that Creighton didn't look good against Georgetown because a team like Creighton should not be losing to a team like Georgetown. So
yeah. Also, another total reason I'm not going to.
Yeah.
Like I don't believe I'm not a huge Greg McDermott guy at the moment. For obvious reasons, honestly, in general now. And I'm not going to pick him. I'm not giving him the benefit of the doubt when I'm picking my bracket.
Virginia or Ohio?
So here's the thing. I'm going with Virginia for now, but Virginia traveled to Indianapolis today, and they obviously have COVID issues. We need to see who they don't bring. So if they don't bring Sam Hauser, I'm going to take Ohio. If they don't bring Jay Huff, I'm going to take Ohio. But if Sam Hauser and Jay Huff are there, then I'm going to take Virginia.
Okay.
I think that game's really, really close.
Interesting. Very interesting, Samuel. Let's go with another good team, Wichita State or Drizzy University.
So it's God's plan that Drake's going to win the first game against Wichita State, but then I have USC. I think USC is too big, and USC, it has been spotty, but I think they'll be locked in for this one and they'll beat Drake.
Yeah. Totally agree. Kansas or East Washington?
Kansas. I think Kansas is going to have their problems in this game because they won't have Wilson or McCormick, and I think one other player as well, but their guards will carry them through the first round.
Yeah, totally. Oregon or VCU?
It has to be Oregon. I think Oregon is one of the most underrated teams in the country. The only reason they have a seed as low as 7 is because of COVID pauses and injuries. I like Duarte a lot. I think that Highland is really good, and their defense is going to cause problems. But that VCU offense isn't efficient enough to outpace Oregon in this game.
And I don't think we need to hear your result for the next one. You're picking GCU, right?
That game's closer than people think, but Iowa.
Okay. Iowa or Oregon?
I like Iowa. I think that this game is going to be super close. The reason I say Iowa is their defense has tightened up a little bit, but they got low-key screwed with the way the bracket fell because Oregon could legitimately win this game. I just think I'm going to stick with Garza. Iowa's been playing better basketball lately. Again, this is like my San Diego State versus West Virginia pick. I wouldn't be shocked if it went for Oregon, but I'm going to say Iowa.
Interesting. Kansas or USC?
And this is where my upset lies. I actually think USC is going to take advantage of the lack of front court, and Evan Mobley is going to terrorize them. So I'm going USC in this game.
That's interesting. Virginia or UCSB?
Keep me with the Gauchos, man. Keep me.
Okay.
This might not happen. But here's the thing. This is also a hedge because if Ohio wins, I think UCSB would beat Ohio. I'm going to say UCSB because I think they can score it. And if Virginia struggles against good guards who can play at a fast pace, that's the definition of Ja'Cory McLaughlin. Maybe I'm a little too high on them, but I'm just going to ride it because at least one double-digit seed makes the Sweet 16 every year.
That is true. Yeah. Okay, so then last but not least, Missouri or Gonzaga?
Gonzaga. I think that Gonzaga, on the one hand, Iowa got screwed. Gonzaga got the flip. Gonzaga got maybe a very light first weekend.
That's fair. So then Gonzaga or UCSB?
Gonzaga.
You're getting off the Gaucho train?
I don't look, I like how they play fast, but that's Gonzaga's strength. I think as good as McLaughlin is, Suggs, Kispert, and all of them are just going to have a field day in that game.
Okay, USC or Iowa?
I like Iowa. I think Mobley causes problems for them, but Iowa's guards are better. Iowa's front court is just as loaded. Although without Nunji, they're a little light. I'm going to lean with Iowa in this game, and I'll have Iowa and Gonzaga in the Elite Eight, which is a rematch from December.
So then that leaves Gonzaga and Iowa.
I like Gonzaga. That game's going to be one of the best games of the tournament. There will be like zero defense played in it, so it'll be amazing. Look, I like defense, but like that game will just be so fun to watch because nobody will play it.
So then that means Gonzaga will be going against?
I have them against UConn. I have UConn's ride finally ending. Thank
really?
God. Yeah, no, Gonzaga's a better basketball team. I think.
Could you imagine though? UConn.
It could. Like, look, here's the thing. UConn, if they made it that far, they'd be rolling. We know how history works with UConn in March, especially when they get rolling. I just don't think they have enough to keep Gonzaga at bay. So I have Gonzaga winning that game. I really hope they do.
Interesting. So that leaves Baylor and Illinois, correct?
Illinois, but barely. This game is going to be really, really close. Baylor played Illinois actually earlier in the year and won. I think Illinois is a lot better, and Baylor's maybe actually kind of slipped a little bit just because of COVID pause. I think
let's give them the benefit of the doubt that if they didn't have a COVID pause, they'd still be rolling.
If they didn't have a COVID pause, they might be the best team in the country right now.
Yeah,
I actually genuinely believe that.
I honestly genuinely had been saying that for a long time, but then they lost to Kansas and then the Big 12 tournament.
Yeah, their defense has just slipped, and I think Illinois, Illinois is playing its best basketball right now. If they get out of Oklahoma State, if they escape Oklahoma State, I have them going to the championship game.
Okay, so then that leaves you with Gonzaga and Illinois.
And
we all know you're taking Drexel, right?
Yeah, 100%, right? No, I'm going to lean Gonzaga in this game, but here's the thing. If there's one team that matches up really well with Gonzaga, it is Illinois because they get their guards downhill, and Coburn could have a field. Timmy's good. Timmy's really good. He's an All-American second teamer, but Coburn would definitely be able to use his weight advantage and just size to hold his own, more than hold his own. I'm going to say Gonzaga, though. I think the thing about this is Gonzaga, this will be a shootout, and I think Gonzaga just has more weapons. Kispert also can really stretch that Illinois defense out. Illinois will play decent defense on Gonzaga, and they have the pieces, but I just think that Timmy will be able to at least be decent on Coburn. Illinois is a little light. I mean, Gonzaga, to be fair, is also light depth-wise, but I don't know. Suggs and DeSumo would be an incredible battle. I think Suggs would be able to play really well, and he'll get in the passing lanes enough to keep Illinois' offense at bay. And then also the thing with Illinois is even though they've been playing good basketball, their role players don't step up as much as Gonzaga's do. Their role players are still spotty. Curbelo has been great, but Miller is very up and down. And they also I think they're starting Grandison because I think they had a major injury in their starting lineup. I just think that Gonzaga has too much firepower in this game, and I lean Gonzaga.
Interesting. Yeah. It is interesting to pick the number 1 overall seed, because if history tells us anything,
they don't usually win.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Last time that happened,
it was 2012, right?
Yeah, and I mean,
2013 technically too, but that got vacated.
Well, which one was that? Louisville?
It was Louisville. Yeah, they beat Michigan, the Trey Burke Michigan team in the championship game, which I really wanted the Trey Burke Michigan team to win.
Yeah, and the last meeting between 2 1 seeds came in the 2018 semis when Villanova defeated Kansas.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's just a fun fact that ESPN is giving us, presented by Acura.
Also, the last time 2 1 seeds played in the championship was 2017, Gonzaga, North Carolina. The time before that was Duke, Wisconsin, the year Kentucky lost.
Interesting. The fact that you know this is very interesting.
It's the bracket, man. It's the bracket.
Yeah.
All right, Joe. Okay. What is if there's one team team seeded 14 or below you think could win a game? Who is it?
That's hard. Because I'm not gonna say the meme team.
Yeah, I'm not either. Although they could actually.
Yeah, they could honestly do it. I'm just not gonna say it because of the memes.
Yes.
I'm gonna say. Oh, it's so hard because it doesn't really happen. I guess I gotta say Morehead State.
They definitely could.
Yeah.
I mean, their defense is decent. They're playing a West Virginia team that can't defend, and inside Broome would have a nice matchup. I think their guards maybe won't be good enough, but it's most likely. For me, for 14, if I'm picking a 14 seed, I think Abilene Christian could actually beat Texas. I don't think they will. But I think they could if Texas is off. Because here's the thing about Texas is they have been really inconsistent all year. They had that stretch where they started red hot, and then January and February, late January through February, they skidded. And then the Big 12 tournament obviously turned it back on and played really good basketball. I don't think they lose because I think they're in a high patch. But Ramey, even in those wins, looked very spotty. Jones is a great player, but he's more of a secondary scorer. And you just put a lot of weight on Matt Coleman, especially with Greg Brown being super inconsistent. So I think Abilene Christian could definitely win that game. Morehead State obviously is an option. For a 15 seed, if you're looking for something crazy, which honestly, I'm not picking any of them. I genuinely think Oral Roberts could beat Ohio State in a crazy world. I don't think it'll happen. I just think because the thing about Ohio State is they just don't defend. And they don't have size. And Oral Roberts has the top scorer in the nation. So that's the reason I'd pick them, but I'm not going to.
Sam, it's March. It is a crazy world.
It is. And it's a pandemic too, which definitely throws stuff off as well.
Mm-hmm. Also, let's not forget about the biggest matchup, Houston versus Cleveland State.
Yeah, I think that's the least likely.
Yeah.
I think that of all the 215s, that's the least likely.
I kind of feel like it's more likely for App State to beat Gonzaga than Cleveland State to even make it past the first round.
I don't know about that one. I don't think either 16 Gonzaga got matched up with is particularly dangerous. But
no, App State is so dangerous.
When Kansas got matched up with Penn a few years ago, I remember thinking that in a messed up world that could happen. But and that was actually close. But no, I'm not. I don't think Cleveland State has a legitimate chance to win.
Yeah.
I think that if you're looking for least likely upset outside the 116s, although Hartford or Drexel's the least likely, but Hartford's the second least likely. You're looking for the least likely to happen. Cleveland State's the one. If you're picking on the 14 line, I said this before, I will say it again. Do not pick Colgate. Like, don't buy into the memes.
Don't do it, guys.
Just don't do it.
Guys,
like
if you pick Colgate, then ESPN might find your bracket and make fun of you for it.
Colgate's net is inflated because it only played 5 teams all year in a limited Patriot League pod setup. Colgate has not played a Power 5 opponent, if I'm not mistaken, or they haven't played and beaten a good one at least. The big thing with these mid majors is those that win these kind of big games against Power 5 schools have played Power 5 schools tight. So when, like, for example, when we look at an Oral Roberts, they played like 5 Power 5 schools. Or when we look at an Ohio on the 13 line, they played Illinois to a 1-point game in November. Like, that's what we're looking at here. We're not looking at a team that's played 5 teams and, yes, has a really great player in Jordan Burns, but hasn't played anyone good and competed with anyone good, to the best of my knowledge. So I'm not taking them over an Arkansas team that plays SEC opponents week in, week out. The only way Arkansas loses is if they take a day off. Like, if they just don't try, or like not even don't try, they take it too easy. Like keep in mind, they have to be locked in for this game. But I just don't see a scenario where Colgate's going to win. I think that's the least likely 14.
Yeah, totally. Good stuff, Samuel.
All right. The last thing we should ask before we go off air, Joe. What popular upset pick are you pumping the brakes on?
Am I not taking?
Yeah, so there are a lot of upset picks. Like, every 12 seed is getting hype. There are 13 seeds getting hype. What popular upset pick are you looking at and saying, I can't bank into that, I can't buy into that?
Obviously Georgetown is not going to upset Colorado. I don't see that happening, even if they have momentum for it. I just don't know.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to pick that. I'm going to take. If you don't know, I live very close to one college that is in this tournament, and it is Denton, which is where UNT is located. And I have heard nonstop on Twitter, because it has that location thing, how UNT is going to be the upset of a lifetime against Purdue. Look, UNT, I mean, congrats to them, but I don't see any world where they're going to upset Purdue.
I'm not in that bandwagon.
Yeah. Like, just stop. It's not happening anytime soon.
Yeah, my popular one that's not happening. I definitely think Georgetown won't win. I think that the only reason Georgetown's being given a chance is because Colorado might be the worst 5. Tennessee might have something to say about that one. Actually, no, Creighton also might have something to say about that one. But I think Colorado does enough to get by. I will say, I could create a hypothetical world where the guards of UNT.
You're overthinking it. Overthinking it, dude.
I'm picking Purdue. They're going to bully on the glass. It's that simple. The other one, I'm not picking Liberty. I think that there will be some people who sit there and will take Liberty because they're good. They can shoot the 3 and they defend well. But again, there's a lot of really good teams in the Big 12 that Cade Cunningham has faced, and he brutalized them all. I know Baylor has slipped defensively, but their defense is still better than Liberty's, in my opinion, and Cade Cunningham torched them. I just don't see Liberty winning. Maybe also partially my bias. I don't like rooting for Liberty for obvious reasons. Shout out. I don't like Falwell, although I think he's gone now. The president, he was kind of an idiot when it came to COVID management. So look, I mean, but Liberty's a good team. I just don't see them winning. So that's my kind of popular upset picks.
Yeah, I don't really think the president of a school has anything to do with the college play.
I don't either.
Except for the president of BYU. Them not letting them play on Sunday is kind of stupid.
The bylaws of BYU are ridiculous. The bylaws of BYU potentially cost them a national.
I'm not going to go against any religion. Okay, I
Yeah,
think
no, well, 100%. It's more
yeah,
just like the
but
not able to play on Sundays is tough. It's really
yeah,
tough.
and I get like what Mormons believe and all that. Um, but BYU as a school goes far beyond what they believe in. You know,
I don't know. I'm not going to comment on the beliefs of anybody. I don't want to criticize those because I'm not in a
we're
place
not
to do so.
criticizing, but
Um,
BYU as a school is pushing things
it seems like
like
there are a lot of guidelines that
further. Yeah.
restrict your ability to compete at the highest level. But credit to
Mhm.
BYU, they built a really great program.
Yeah.
I think their matchup isn't great, and
They
also
built a real good program a few years ago, but they suspended one of their best players.
yeah, I was going to reference. I think 2011 is the biggest case.
Yeah.
Like, and I also like. I mean, you lose your best center.
First, how much money do you make if you win a national championship?
Probably quite a bit.
Yeah.
I mean, on the one hand, like I understood like again, not here to comment on particular policies of the school. What we're here to comment on is basketball matchup, and some of the rules have restricted their ability to compete in certain scenarios, especially when it came to 2011. And I think that's the only unbiased comment we should say on that because I don't want BYU fans to come at us because like your beliefs are your beliefs and that's fine.
Yeah, we're not coming after your beliefs. We're coming after your school.
Your basketball team, which I don't think will beat Michigan State.
I mean, I know a few students at BYU. They do not agree with any of the rules and have broken many.
I've heard that too. I've heard that too with a lot of students. I don't know any at BYU, but again, I've heard it. All right. With that, we're going to call it a day. Only comment we're going to leave on that, Michigan State's going to win that game. That's all we got to say. So thank you for tuning in to our live bracket challenge episode. Joe and I have finished our brackets. Joe has Baylor. I have Gonzaga. Leave a comment with what you've got in your bracket and be sure to join the Goldmine bracket challenge. It's called TGM bracket challenge with a bunch of numbers.
On Twitter, all of the information.
Yeah, we'll link it on Twitter. The password is going to be there as well. So just stay tuned on